Section 7-3 is about similar triangles, and we've done similar polygons, but these rules only apply to triangles, shapes that have three sides. A, similarity postulate. You should be able to think about what the A and the A would stand for. Look at this picture. I have one A marked here and one A marked here. So that's referring to angles. If two angles of one triangle are congruent to two angles of another triangle, then the two triangles are similar. That's why we didn't have AAA last semester, because when you only have angles congruent, the size can still change. So if you have two angles congruent, the third angle is going to be congruent as well. Then you have similar triangles. The next one is SSS. Think back to last semester what SSS stood for. It was for three pairs of sides. So if the measures of all the corresponding sides of two triangles are proportional, not congruent, if we said they were congruent, then the two shapes would be congruent. But since they're proportional, the sizes can change. Notice here that this is not a congruent sign here. This is a similar sign. This side with one similar mark goes with this side with a matching similar mark. And two similar marks here goes with this side that has two similar marks. So it shows you which sides would go together as a ratio, but they're not congruent. And the last one is SAS, or side angle side, where just like last semester, the angle that we're going to look at has to be directly between the two sides that are proportional to each other. It has to be where the two sides meet. So if the measures of two sides of a triangle, they're sides now, sides have to be proportional to two sides of another triangle, and the included angle, or the angle right where they meet, are congruent, sides are proportional, angles are congruent, then the triangles are similar. So if you look at this case, angle G is already marked congruent to angle H, and the two sides around those angles, this side matches with this side, or they correspond together, and this side corresponds with this side. The one other thing you need to be able to do is turn that into a similarity statement, just like you did in the last section, except now it's just triangles. So start off with one on the left and put it in any order. Triangle A, B, C is similar to, don't use the congruent sign because the size is changed, but take the second one and line it up. The A went first, it has 2 marks. That goes with over here F, because F has 2 marks. So since A is first, F has to go first as well. Over here I put the B first, which has 1 mark. So we do the same thing over here. B lines up with E, which has a matching mark. And C has no marking, it goes with D with no marking. So triangle ABC is similar to triangle FED. This one's a little trickier because there's no angle markings. So you still just do the first one in random order. I'll say MNP. But the second one is where the order matters. You have to line them up. If you start at M and you go to N, that's how you can line up the sides. It's side MN, which has 1 mark. Look over here, which other side has only 1 mark? This one. So it's an S or a Q. We just have to figure out which order to start, which one to start with. Well, the M is between the side with 1 mark and the other side with 3 marks. Which one over here does the same thing? The S does. It's between the side with 3 marks and the side with 1 mark. So M and S go together. M and S go together. Now we go, since it was side MN, we have to call it side SQ because those are matching. And then you have side NM, which has 2 marks, goes with side QR, which has 2 marks. So you want to make it a side QR. So this time you're doing sides. MN was matching with SQ, and NP was matching with QR, and NP goes with SR. And for the last one, you have to still be able to turn it into a similarity statement. Triangle HGJ in any order for the first one is similar to, now we have to make these match. HG, this first one here, has 1 mark. On the other triangle, which side has 1 mark to go with it? This one. We just have to figure out which letter to use first, the Z or the X. And in this case, the X has 1 mark, that goes with the G. The Z has no mark, that goes with the H. So if H is first, then Z goes first. Then G has a mark and X has a mark. And then side W. And let's just double check it. HG goes with ZX, true. GJ with 2 marks goes with XW with 2 marks, true. And so it works. If you need to rewind that, feel free. We're just going to do the front page. Let's look at these examples here together. Explain why the triangles are similar and write a similarity statement. Okay, last week you had to go through a whole bunch of steps. This time we have shortcuts. If you can find 2 pairs of angles that are similar, then you're done. If you can find 3 pairs of sides that go together, then you're done. If you can find 1 angle and 2 pairs of sides, then you're done. Otherwise, the answer is no. But in this case, it says explain why they are, so we know that the answer is going to be yes. So looking at the picture, I know that I don't have enough information for 3 pairs of sides. There's only 2 pairs of sides given. So I can eliminate that choice right here. Do I have enough information for angles? Well, one thing I know for sure is these vertical angles are equal, right there. Do I have any other information about other angles at all? Any congruent marks or degrees or anything like that? No. So I have to try SAS. I already know that the angles are congruent. I need to see if the sides that wrap around them are congruent. And just like always, it's easiest if you go from least to greatest. So from the one triangle that I know here, I'm going to mark it in pink. In this triangle, I'm going to go from least to greatest. And they have to be the sides that wrap around the angle. The angle has to be where they meet. So the smallest is 8 and the biggest is 14. Then for the black triangle here, you do the same thing. If you just put the least to greatest, as long as they're both wrapping around the angle, then it will work. The smallest is 28 and the biggest is 49. And all we have to do now is see if these sides come out proportional. 8 and 28 you can divide by 4. Double check me, I made a mistake last time. Divide by 4 you get 2, divide by 4 you get 7. Here you divide by 7 you get 2, and you divide by 7 and you get 7. So the proportions work, so therefore the triangles are similar by side angle side similarity. Write a similarity statement. So the last thing we have to do is write things in the right order. Triangle MLV is similar to triangle, we have to figure this one out. M has no markings, so I need to either use T or U, but M is next to the longer side, 14. So over here, U or T, which one's next to the longer side? That would be the T. It's next to the longer side, 49. So M goes with T. And then to the L, we go up the blank side. ML is going to the blank side. So from T, we have to go to U to follow that pattern of going up the blank side. And then V is last. Letter B. You need to be able to see that there's 2 separate triangles here. There's this triangle in pink, and then there's the overall triangle, which I will do in blue. There's a smaller triangle and there's a bigger triangle. So you have to think in terms of smaller and bigger. They're 2 separate triangles here. Some people like to redraw it. For me, that doesn't work so well. Explain why the triangles are similar and write a similarity statement. Okay, so in this case, do we have enough information on pairs of angles? The only thing I see is this one angle right here. See that J? That angle J is the same whether I'm looking at the blue triangle or whether I'm looking at the pink triangle. Right here, that's the exact same angle. Angle J is used in both the pink triangle and the blue triangle. So angle J equals angle J. but I don't know anything else about this pink angle at K and this blue angle at M. So I'm going to have to say no on the angle. Try sides. Do you have enough information for all the sides? Well, I don't know this side and I don't know this side, so no. Now we have to try side angle side. We already checked the angle. We know that angle J is equal to angle J. Now we have to think in terms of the pink triangle and the blue triangle. As we put them in proportions and we try them, we're going to have to see that the pink triangle from least to greatest is 2 and 3, as long as it's the sides wrapping around that one angle. But when you're looking at the blue triangle, that whole side there is 6. You have to start at the blue and go to the blue ends. This whole entire side here is 9. So those are the two sides that use shortest to biggest, 6 to 9. When you go to check that, you get 1 over 3 and 1 over 3 as you reduce. They are proportional. So our triangles are similar by side angle side. Similarity. Write a similarity statement. It's going to be triangle JKL is similar to, and you have to make the letters line up this time. J still goes with J. The blue and the pink J are the same. But the K lines up with the M. The L lines up with the N. And there's your similarity statement. The last one we should try together is this one right here. Do we have enough information to try the angles? No, there's no information on angles at all. Do we have enough information to try the 3 sides? Yes, let's try it. We have 3 pairs of sides on each of them. So the only way to show that is by making the ratios to see if they work out. Go from least to greatest. Start with 42 right here. And then 70. And then 84. And when you go with the other triangle, the smallest one is 15. And then 25. And then 30. 15, 25, 30. Reduce them and see if they work or not. I am going to divide by 3, and I'm going to get 5, and divide by 3. I don't want to make any mistakes like I made last time. 42, I'm going to guess 14, but I'm just going to check it. 42 divided by 3. Whoops. 42 divided by 3. Yeah, that comes to 14. Okay, now 70 can be divided by 5. 70 divided by 5 is 14. 25 divided by 5 is 5. These can both be divided by 6. 84 divided by 6 is 14. And 30 divided by 6 is 5. So since all the ratios match, our answer is yes. All 3 pairs of sides are proportional by the side proportional as the side similarity statement. So let's write it out here. The first triangle, VTU, is similar to triangle, make these line up. Now this is the most difficult kind because there's no angle markings here. But let's realize that this 84 right here is the longest side and it matches with the 30. And this UT here is the middle side and it matches with the 25, etc. The shortest side goes with the shortest side. So this V that I started out with, it's the angle between the shortest and the longest. So over here, try to find the angle that's between the shortest and the longest sides. That's angle S. It's between the 15 and the 30. So S goes next. The T that I put in the middle is between the shortest and the middle, the sides with 1 mark and 2 marks. So over here, find the one that's between the 1 mark and the 2 marks. Right here, that's Q. So Q goes next. And of course, the last ones are going to line up. U is between the sides with 2 marks and 3 marks. And over here, R is between the sides with 2 marks and 3 marks.